What is up, everyone?
Welcome to another episode of the podcast. Today, we are doing NFL record predictions. We're going to go through each division, go through each team, give our standings predictions, record predictions for each team, playoff predictions. Then we'll go through, going to do some week one picks, and as well, and we're also going to go through the Packers schedule and give our Packers schedule prediction. A lot of NFL stuff to get to. So, hey, football season's back. Always an exciting year. It's just like we're getting back into the sports grind. College football started, which was really some crazy. Did you watch college football this weekend?
I watch a little bit. I honestly am not a huge college football guy, but I was watching.
I'm usually not, but dude, I'm kind of getting into it now. I don't know. College football is kind of fun. Because I don't have a team. I mean, I'm obviously a Marquette fan, so no college football team for me, but I just have started to kind of watch some random games and entertaining. So, yeah, but it's nice to have sport like football and basketball really coming back is always the best time of year sports wise. So, very exciting time. It's nice to have something other than just like baseball to watch. So, Packers we'll get to, but we're going to start out with just record predictions, standings predictions for each division. And we're starting with the AFC East. I'm assuming we both have the Bills winning this division.
Yes, I have the Bills winning the division 14-3.
I was going to say, go through your records and your standings for the division.
All right, so at the top we got the Bills 14-3. I have them going whopping 6-0, which is going to be tough, but I have them at their second. I have the Dolphins at 10-7. Then I got the Patriots with a disappointing year, 7-10, and the Jets at 2-15.
2-15 for the Jets. Wow, you're lower on the Jets than even I. Okay. I have Bills 14-3. I think they're gonna have the best record in the league this year.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have Patriots and Dolphins at 9-8, and the Jets at 5-12. I think the Jets are okay. They're not gonna win a ton of games, but they're gonna be at least okay, somewhat okay. So I have, but I mean, it ultimately doesn't matter. I think we both agree. Bills number one, Jets last. Someone in the chat says Bills 14-3, Dolphins 9-8, Patriots 7-10, Jets 4-13. I think they'll all be pretty close to that. Yeah, they'll all be pretty close.
Like we always say, it's so tough to predict like those games. Like what we talked this with the Packers, like they're gonna have a game or two where it's like, oh, they should have lost that game, and then there's gonna be the games against the Rams and the Buccaneers where it's like, oh, I could see us losing this one, but obviously it should be a good game, and then we come out and win. So it's tough to like really get the record down.
Yeah, I really like the Bills though.
I
mean, very balanced. Obviously, I think they have potentially the best quarterback in football right now. Patriots, don't love them. I think the defense is going to keep them in games, win them some games. I mean, I have them 9-8. I don't think they're going to be bad, but Mac Jones, I'm a huge Mac Jones guy, and I just don't love the weapons around him. So I could see that offense. I mean, kind of like we've seen in the past couple of years, is their offense struggling. Their defense has kind of won them some games.
Mm-hmm.
Dolphins are interesting, now that they have Tyreek. I'm not a huge Tua guy, but I think they got enough there offensively, and then you've got a decent defense. But that's kind of, I guess, where their struggles are is defensively. So I still have them kind of middle of the pack, just missing the playoffs. And then, the Jets are kind of, better than I think people might give them credit for, but they're still not very good. All right, moving on to the AFC North. I'll go first on this one. So I got Ravens number one. This is an interesting division. I got Ravens number one, at least the top two, 13-4. I like their schedule. I think their schedule is pretty easy.
Yeah.
And I was kind of going through it. I'm like, I don't love Lamar Jackson. I'm just not a huge, like, I don't think Lamar Jackson's in real life like a top, 3 to 5 quarterback. I think fantasy-wise he's very good, but I don't know. I'm not a huge Lamar Jackson guy, but
I agree.
They got a great defense. They build their offense to kind of fit Lamar Jackson, so I still think they're going to be really good. And again, with their schedule, Bengals I have 12-5, Steelers 6-11, and the Browns 5-12.
All right, I got pretty similar. I have the Bengals and Ravens tied at 12-5. However, I have the Bengals 5-1 in the division. So They get the nod. Third, I got the Steelers at 9-8. Going to be weird, obviously, with Trubisky. Just don't really know.
They might have Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, people are talking about Kenny Pickett. I know offensive rookie of the year, so I mean maybe there's a change, something. But and then I have the Browns at 4-13. I maybe a little low, but obviously with Deshaun Watson being out, drops them down quite a bit. I think their defense is going to help them stay in games, but I don't know if they have the offense to win many games to start the year.
Yeah, I mean, Ravens and Bengals are clearly the top two teams here. I could see the Steelers overperforming a little bit if they can get some decent quarterback play. I like their running game, and their defense always is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Browns could hang in there with obviously Watson's suspension, but they have the running game. They have okay, decent enough defense to at least win some games. I'm not picking them to be terrible. I mean, I have them bad. I just don't have them being terrible. I don't know. With your quarterback missing that many games, it can be hard to be very good.
Yeah.
So, again, pretty much in agreement that it'll at least be, you have Bengals number one, but it'll be Ravens and Bengals at the top. AFC West. This is the best division in football.
Yeah.
Like this division's crazy.
Dog.
Oh, you go first in this one. It is a dogfight.
This has got to be since I was like competently watching football. I mean, I have been since I was young, but like since I can remember,
competently watching football.
I should say like since I've started to like understand, like gotten older, this has got to be like the most stacked division. Obviously, I know a lot of people are saying that, but with the quarterbacks, so I have the Chargers winning the division at 12-5. I expect a good year from Herbert. Be a really nice year for the Chargers. And then I have Chiefs, Broncos, Raiders, all 11-6. But
wow.
in that order,
it's
just so tough because I think it's like people said, all these teams can win a lot of games, but they're also going to be beating up on each other. So
I know that's the thing is with a lot of your strength of schedule, I guess, is going to depend on your division because it's like you're playing these teams twice a year. I have Chargers and Chiefs both at 12-5, but the Chargers higher in the division, so I have them or better division record, so I have them at number one. And then I have Broncos 11-6, still making the playoffs, and then I have the Raiders at 10-7. I think the Raiders defense. My issue is the Raiders defense. To me, when you're playing against these other three, they're going to be pretty elite offenses. It's going to be tough to hold up. I have the Raiders 2-4 in the division. So that's kind of where they, I guess, lose out, and these division games are going to be huge and for all these. So, but I mean, looking at like the Chiefs' schedule, I was looking at kind of strength of schedule. The Chiefs are by far the harder strength of schedule. I mean, this is their first 7 games at the Cardinals, home against the Chargers, at the Colts, at the Buccaneers, home against the Raiders, home against the Bills, at the Niners.
Not a single easy game.
Not a single one that you can just be like, they're winning that game. Then they have a stretch later. At Chargers, home against the Rams, at Bengals, at Broncos. Like, that is brutal.
Yeah.
But I still believe in Mahomes. I still, I'm not that offense is good. I'm gonna believe in them, and I still have them 12-5, tied for the best division record. But I think the Chargers are able to come out on top in the division. But gonna be a freaking fantastic one to watch. What do you think of? So obviously you have Denver at, you said 11-6. I like their offense, dude. Yeah. I like their team. I mean, they got a nice balanced team. Obviously, Russell Wilson now. You got Courtland Sutton. You got Jerry Jeudy, who could break out. Javonte Williams in the backfield. Melvin Gordon.
Yeah.
And a nice defense. Like I think they're very well rounded.
Yeah, I totally agree. I was gonna say I'm not as familiar with who they all got on defense, but with Javonte in the backfield, even Melvin Gordon, obviously the backup. I mean, their offense is going to be really tough to stop. So I'm really looking forward to watching them. And like you said, every division game is going to be fun. So, I mean, any game that I can watch in this division is going to be, sit down and fun to watch game.
Yeah. And I think that the Chargers too are just so balanced that it's like I just love them. It's like you got obviously great quarterback, great run, great weapons, a good defense. There's just not many real weak spots for them that you can point to. So
Mm-hmm.
those are always the teams that obviously I like to pick. Is just one that's hard to find something to exploit.
Yeah.
AFC South. This one's a little bit blah.
Yeah.
We go from the best division to one of the worst. But there's still some, I have the Colts 11-6. I think they're 5-1 in the division. I do like the Colts. Don't love them. Matt Ryan at quarterback.
What do you have the record at?
11-6.
Okay.
9-8 for the Titans. 4-13 for the Texans. 2-15 for the Jags.
Okay. I have the Colts winning the division as well, but I only have them at 9-8. I think that's potentially a little low. I assume they beat up on the division, and that's where it helped them. But I'd like to take a look at their schedule again in a sec, if I can. But then Titans 8-9, missing the playoffs, followed by Jaguars, Texans, both at 4-13 for me.
Yeah, with the Titans, I have always liked Tannehill, obviously Derrick Henry, but it's no A.J. Brown now. The defense is always an issue. They got Traylon Burks and Robert Woods now as their receivers, but that doesn't really do much for me. I think their pass offense just will not be as efficient as it has been in years past. And so that kind of will be a little bit of their downfall because then that doesn't help set up the running game. And, it all comes up back to that. So
Kind of feels like they missed their window.
What's up?
Just kind of feels like they missed their window.
Yeah, I mean, they really didn't have any you never were like, oh my God, the Titans, but it's just they all of a sudden just kind of came together and it was okay. A.J. Brown, Tannehill's efficient as any quarterback in the league. Derrick Henry's a monster. The defense was never good, but it's like if they could just play, good enough, they could potentially get, they were close to Super Bowl. So, but yeah, and then obviously the Texans and Jags aren't good, but I like the Colts. I mean, Michael Pittman is my guy in fantasy this year. So like him, Matt Ryan is at least obviously has a history of being good. Jonathan Taylor's one of the best RBs in the league. So
yeah,
plenty of things to like there. And they've always got a pretty good defense. So, all right, that's the AFC. NFC time. Starting with the NFC West. This is, another good one. The top three is tough. The final team is not very good, but
right. You want me to start this one off?
Yep.
Okay. I got the Rams winning the division and getting the number 1 seed in the NFC at 13-4, followed by the Niners. Maybe I don't know. I'm curious to see where you have them here. Maybe a little too high, but 10-7. Just don't know what to expect from Trey Lance, but I think good defensive play and decent weapons around him can help them out. Cardinals, I have disappointing season at 8-9. Just feels like something's off for them going into this season. So I'm going to say it's a little bit of a I don't know what you'd say, for lack of better terms, a downfall of the season, a disappointing season. And then the Seahawks at 4-13.
So I have Rams 12-5, number 1 in the division. Then I have Cardinals and Niners tied at 11-6.
Okay.
And then I have the Seahawks. What did you have the Seahawks at?
4-13.
I have the Seahawks at mine didn't. I don't think this updated for me. I just changed it, but I think I had the Seahawks at 3-14.
Okay.
Yeah,
I win many games with those quarterbacks with Geno Smith starting.
Yeah, I mean there's Geno Smith. There's the defense is not nearly as good as it obviously was in the past. Not much of a running game there. I think the Niners' schedule outside of the division is pretty easy from what I remember. I'm looking at it right now. They got Bears, Panthers, Falcons. They got some tough ones in there though. Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos. Because they play that NFC or the AFC West. Saints, Dolphins. It's Commanders. I mean, it's not. There's some easy ones. There's some hard ones. I feel like I guess it is pretty balanced, but I don't love Trey Lance. I just think they're, I like some of the offensive weapons they have, and I like their defense. So to me, that's enough. I love their defense. I think their defense is arguably the best in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that's something to me that's like they're gonna be good. It's hard for me to, even if I don't love Trey Lance, it's hard for me to imagine a team with that good of a defense. As long as Lance is okay, they're gonna win some games. So
Right.
11-6 for them. Next up is the NFC South. I will go first here. I don't think this updated for me, but I'm pretty sure I have Buccaneers 12-5, number one.
Mm-hmm.
Saints 9-8, Panthers 4-13, and Falcons 2-14.
Wow. So this is okay. So we have the first and second. This is the first where we've had a bit of a flip here, though. So I have the Buccaneers 12-5 as well. Second, I have the Panthers at 8-9.
Really?
I do. I think Baker with a little chip on his shoulder is going to squeak out some wins for Carolina this year with some solid weapons on offense. DJ Moore, hopefully a healthy Christian McCaffrey. And then I have the Saints at 6-11. Pretty low, especially with Winston. I'm iffy on their defense. They have some playmakers, though, so we'll see. But, yeah, 6-11 there, and then 4-13 for the Marcus Mariota-led Falcons.
Yeah, see, I think I am just higher on the Saints more. I'm high on their defense. And, again, I think defense at least gets you to around 500.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to teams like the Patriots and, trying to think of any other team that is really good defensively. But, I don't love their offense, but I might have had the Panthers. I mean, again, the changes I made didn't have an update on this, so I might have had the Panthers one more win. We'll just say I had them at 5-12, but either way, I'm definitely picking them third. Buccaneers. How much do you like the Buccaneers this year?
I don't like him as much, obviously, with I guess just the fact that they have Tom Brady is just it's like I expect them to win at least 10 games.
Yeah.
So, and their division's pretty weak. So obviously that really benefits them. I mean, I have them 7-4 in non-divisional games. So I mean that's still good, but it's not like it's crazy good. I think they're probably the fourth best team in the NFC, I guess. But yeah, I don't love them, but like I said, any Tom Brady-led team's going to have respect from me. Still a good offense, obviously. I don't know. Did they retain a lot of their guys on defense?
Yeah, their defense is still really good. And that's the thing is I want to not like them. Their schedule is pretty easy playing that division. You've still got Tom Brady, even if he does play worse. I mean, you've got weapons. It's like it's not like he doesn't have weapons. He's got a good running game. The O-line is a little bit iffy. I know they've got some injuries. That could be the thing. If they do struggle, that'll be kind of the downfall.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like the defense is really good. It's just hard for me to picture them not being really good, especially with the schedule. It's just like they're going to beat up on a lot of these teams. So, yeah, I still have them up there.
Yeah.
NFC East. You go first on this one.
All right. My team that I think other people are also riding that I like this year is maybe a little surprise team is the Eagles. I have them winning the NFC East at 12-5.
12-5, okay.
Even that felt maybe a little high, but I definitely see them winning at least 11 games. Another team that doesn't have a super tough schedule. Adding A.J. Brown on offense helps a lot. Followed by the Cowboys, who will squeak into the playoffs at 10-7. And then the Commanders, 5-12. Giants, they're 3-14.
Yeah, ours are similar. I got Eagles 11-6, Cowboys 10-7, Commanders 5-11 or 5-12, and then Giants 5-12 as well.
Okay.
So,
5 wins for the Giants. That'd be a good year for them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they suck, but They do
Yeah.
suck. So Eagles, I mean, I like AJ Brown. I like Jalen Hurts to improve. Their running game's okay. They're again a pretty well balanced team. I mean, they got decent weapons, decent quarterback, decent defense, and the division's not super tough. So I don't like the Cowboys a ton. Still have the Cowboys, like you said, sneaking into the playoffs. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't think any of these teams are Super Bowl contenders, but I think the Eagles could be record-wise. Like you said, one of the better surprise stories, I guess, or just like a feel-good story of the year. Not that nobody sees it coming, but it's like I don't think people are looking at the NFC and thinking anything of the Eagles, but just looking at their schedule, looking at the squad they got, I think they'll be pretty good.
Yeah.
Commanders, not nothing to really talk about there. They're just kind of meh. And then I mean that's pretty much it. Last but not least, the mighty NFC North.
The best division in football.
Packers 11-6.
Really? Okay.
Vikings 9-8. Lions 7-10. Bears 4-13.
Okay. I had the Packers a bit higher at 13-4. Obviously we'll go through the schedule, so we can obviously take a better look at that. But Vikings 11-6, going to be interesting with who's their new head coach this year? I do not know. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but I know they got a new coach. So
Kevin O'Connell.
Kevin O'Connell. Okay, maybe 11 wins is much for a new coach, but they have a really solid offense. How will their defense play is the question. Lions at 8-9. I like the Lions for a better than expected team. Very good offense. Goff coming into a whole off season now with Detroit, all that. And then the Bears at 5-12. That I actually think, I heard a lot of bets coming in for them to be worst record in the NFL. I don't really.
That's
see
not a
that,
bad bet because I don't think the odds are. I think the odds are like.
I guess if it's more of a value pick, it makes sense.
Yeah, because I could see. I mean, if Fields isn't very good, which I don't. I mean, especially in basically this year, like with how young he is and everything, I don't think that's a bad bet at all. I think it's fairly. There's a decent chance he's not very good right away. They don't have weapons. They don't have a fantastic defense. Like, I mean, I could see that happening.
Yeah, I definitely could have just I look at teams and I guess we said I'd have to look at the other options, but there's the Falcons where I have at 4-13, Texas and the Jags, and then the Jets. It's and even Seattle. Just a lot of teams in rough situations, but
yeah, I would honestly probably take Seattle because of the division, because they have 6 tough division games. I think the Bears, it's I like those other 3 teams, but I could easily see them winning one against the Lions, winning one against the Vikings. Like, I don't know. The division's easier to potentially get some wins there.
Yeah.
So if I had to bet on who I actually think will have the worst record, it'll probably be Seahawks. But I think the Bears might be the best value. I haven't looked at the odds.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right, it's playoff time. So what are your playoff seeds?
Okay, so let's scroll down here. All right. So for the AFC, I have Bills as the number 1 seed. I think it's being a little slow here.
And I have that as well.
Your Bills number 1. Chargers versus Broncos in the 2-7. Chargers number 2. 3 seed, I have the Bengals. 4, I have the Colts. 5 Ravens, 6 Chiefs, and like I said, 7 for the Broncos.
So I have Bills number 1, Ravens number 2, Chargers 3, Colts 4, Chiefs 5, Bengals 6, Broncos 7. So my wild card matchups in the AFC, Broncos over the Ravens, the 7 over the 2. Then I have Chargers over the Bengals. And then I have Chiefs over Colts. So my divisional round then is Bills over Broncos and Chargers over Chiefs. My AFC Championship, Bills over Chargers.
Okay. So I got 4 or 5 Colts Ravens. They got the Ravens beating the Colts. Chargers Broncos would be a heck of a game. 2-7, obviously divisional matchup here in the playoffs. Chargers moving on. Chiefs Bengals. I mean, these games would just be amazing. I have the Bengals taking down KC. Then I have the Chargers Bengals. Chargers moving on. Bills Ravens with the Bills winning, coming down to an AFC Championship of Buffalo versus the Chargers, and Buffalo going into the Super Bowl.
We have same AFC Championship.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, dude, the AFC is a bloodbath. I was talking about this with my friends. I was like, the quarterbacks in the AFC are so much better. Like,
Yeah.
you got Josh Allen now, Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert. Did I even mention Patrick Mahomes yet?
I don't think so.
Like, it's absurd, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, the NFC, you got Rodgers, obviously, Brady, Stafford, Kyler, like Dak. I mean, I feel like I'm trying to think. It's like 5, 6 of the top 8 quarterbacks are in the AFC.
Yeah. Crazy.
All right, NFC. So I got Rams number 1, Bucks number 2, Eagles 3, Packers 4, Cardinals 5, Niners 6, Cowboys 7.
Okay. I have the Rams with the number 1 seed, Packers 2, Eagles 3, Buccaneers 4, Minnesota 5, 49ers 6, and Cowboys 7. Then you want me to go through the bracket quick?
Yeah, but before you go, Jake in the chat said, "Don't forget Marcus Mariota for the NFC quarterbacks." So gotta respect him.
Gotta respect Marcus Mariota. Maybe he has a surprise year with Atlanta.
With what weapons, except for Kyle Pitts?
So my 4-5 matchup: Tampa Bay versus Minnesota. I got Tampa Bay winning that. Green Bay versus Dallas would be a really fun matchup, rematch in the playoffs. Green Bay moving on. And Philly versus the Niners, Philly moving on. So then in the semifinals, I got the Rams versus the Buccaneers, with the Rams taking down Tom Brady, and the Packers and the Eagles with Aaron Rodgers coming out on top. Packers, Rams, NFC Championship. I got to go Green Bay.
All right,
I don't think the Rams make it back-to-back years. That's mainly why. And it just so happened that it came down to us and them.
Yeah. I got wild card Eagles, Niners. Niners moving on 6 over the 3. Bucks, Cowboys, Buccaneers moving on. Packers, Cardinals, Packers moving on. Divisional round. Rams over the Niners. Packers over the Bucks. And I have Packers, Rams, NFC Championship. I do have the Rams winning.
Oh, almost the exact same.
I just can't. I've picked the Packers to Super Bowl every year, and I'm tired of it. I can't do it anymore. I like us as a well-rounded team. I think at some point the weapons are going to catch up to us, and just not having a super, super reliable number 1 at some point will kind of get to us. I don't love the Rams either, but the way it plays out, I'm like, and I just don't. Again, I don't love the NFC. I think the AFC is a lot better, so that's why I'm still confident the Packers get to the divisional round, possibly NFC Championship, depending on matchups and stuff. But it's like there's not that many scary teams. Like there's not one team that I'm like, there's no way the Packers beat them.
Yeah.
Like I would not like in the AFC. It's like I wouldn't. I'd take the Bills over the Packers. I'd take the Chargers. Teams like the Bengals, Chiefs, Broncos, Ravens are all pretty close. Whereas in the NFC, it's like, okay, Rams are good. Niners are close. Buccaneers are close. But it's like that. I mean, I don't know. All these other teams, I think the Packers can definitely beat, especially if they're at home. But I'm sorry, I got to go Rams.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, And that's another thing. It's like I said before. We got forget what week it is. Week 15 against the Rams. It's like those tough teams where it's like I know we can compete with them. Obviously, we got a really well-rounded team, maybe the best defense this year, arguably. But it's like I'm the same way where it's like we always feel like we're gonna make it, always pick them, and it doesn't happen. So
yeah, maybe go the opposite way. Don't pick them, and maybe they'll get there.
yeah.
All right. So my Super Bowl is Bills Rams. Yours is Bills Packers.
Correct.
I got the Bills.
I had the Bills as well, stopping us in our tracks.
All right, there we go.
And
I do have Josh Allen. I have Josh Allen winning MVP, by the way, of the regular season.
I would probably have to as well with me having the Bills. I think 14-3. So
yeah, I have him as the best record. So I'm like, I think if they have the best record and he's one of the best quarterbacks, he's gonna get it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to our week 1 picks. As I load this up, so we'll do week 1 picks, and then we're gonna get to the Packers schedule and go through their schedule and game by game predictions. I'm trying to load up my week 1. Is your week 1 loading up right now?
1 second. Yeah, is yours being slow?
Mine's kind of laggy.
Yeah, same.
I can just look up week 1 NFL schedule, and we'll just take a guess at who we picked. And the way we did this was we went through this site online that does. You go through week by week, game by game, make your picks, and then it basically tells you. Oh, I got mine now. Basically tells you who your final record predictions after going game by game. So I'm pulling up what I picked for week 1. Do you got yours up here?
Almost there. Yes, I got it.
All right. Colts, Texans. I got Colts.
Colts as well.
Steelers at Bengals.
Bengals.
Ravens at Jets. Ravens
as well.
Patriots at Dolphins.
Dolphins as well.
Raiders at Chargers.
Chargers. So if you guys are looking to place bets, hammer those 5 teams. Nate and I will pull up on every AFC team. Hammer.
Game of the week, in my opinion, is tomorrow. Bills at Rams.
Yeah.
Bills.
I got the Bills spoiling the Rams.
Jags at Commanders. Browns at Panthers.
I got Panthers. You want?
We're gonna have a difference here at some.
We gotta have one eventually.
Chiefs at Cardinals. Chiefs. Giants at Titans.
Tennessee.
Broncos at Seahawks. Broncos.
I got the Broncos as well. So we are 11-0. 11 same.
11,
right?
Yeah, 11 of the same. Niners at Bears. Niners.
I have the Bears winning at home week 1.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Justin Fields over Trey Lance. He has the experience. Chicago at home.
Eagles at Lions.
I got Philly.
I got Eagles as well. Saints at Falcons. I got Saints. Packers at Vikings.
I have Minnesota winning.
So do I.
At home.
I have Minnesota. I don't love. I just think Rodgers will take a little bit of time to get used to these guys, and
I agree.
I'm not gonna be at all surprised if we win, but I think Vikings always seem to kind of get us in 1 out of 2 games. I think having us at the beginning of the year is probably the best bet to beat us.
Yes, come out slow.
Buccaneers at Cowboys. I have Cowboys.
I have the Cowboys as well, kind of for the same reason. Tom Brady not around the team as much.
Yeah.
Wow, so we only had 1 difference in week 1. I think I'm gonna have to hammer those.
Bears. There's the Bears. You have the Bears over the Niners. All right. Next up, or I guess last thing we're doing is Packers schedule. So we're gonna click on the Packers here and go game by game. We both have week 1 Vikings beating us, right?
Yeah.
Week 2 home against the Bears. I got Packers.
I have Packers as well.
Week 3 at the Buccaneers. I'm taking the Buccaneers.
I took us. I took Green Bay to get the upset at Tampa.
I just think Rodgers in Florida. the history.
He'll be distracted.
Not very good. Week 4, home against the Patriots, Packers.
Packers as well. Real quick, back to week 3. Do you have some kind of crazy stat to share of Rodgers in Florida or no?
Oh, I just know he sucks in Florida. I don't know what the exact numbers are, but
I didn't know if you saw
he was
something.
he was terrible last year playing in, week 1, and they played in Jacksonville, but they played the Saints, and then that game against the Buccaneers 2 years ago, he was terrible. Like, those were his 2 worst games, arguably, of his career. So, week 4, we both have them home against the Patriots, winning. Week 5, home against the Giants, win.
Win as well for the Packers.
Week 6, home against the Jets, win.
Win.
Week 7, away, Commanders, win.
Win as well.
That's a favorable stretch right there.
Yeah, very. I was gonna say
the Patriots. Like, the Patriots are. I just don't see Mac Jones coming to Lambeau and beating us. So it's like Patriots, Giants, Jets, Commanders. Not very difficult. At Bills, loss.
Yep, I have the Bills as well.
At Lions, loss.
I have the loss to the Lions also.
So at this point, I have us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 4. So things are a little dicey 9 games in for me.
Let me double check what I got. So I think I got 6. Yeah, I got 6 and 3. You said you got 5 and 4.
Yep. Okay. Home against the Cowboys, win.
Win as well. Cowboys coming off a bye week, but Rodgers owns Dallas just like he owns Chicago.
Exactly. Home against the Titans, win.
Win.
At Eagles, loss.
I actually have us winning that game. That was a very tough pick for me, but I had the Eagles at 12 wins already. So
running quarterback on the road, I just don't love it. So
tough game.
At Chicago, win.
Win as well.
Home against the Rams, win.
I have that as a loss, even though coming off the bye week is huge.
And it's a long week.
Is it?
Yeah, well, and it's Monday. It's a Monday night, so.
Yeah, very late bye week for us, but I kind of like it just for getting ready for, only 4 games after that and then going into the playoffs. So.
Also, one thing about that Eagles game, we will have a long week there because we play Thursday night against the Titans. So that might help us. So you have us losing to the Rams. I have us beating them. At Dolphins, I have us as a loss.
I have us beating Miami.
I don't love Miami. I don't love Miami. I don't know. Something about like Tyreek Hill scares me, I guess. Just and our defense is gonna be good. I don't know. Something about it.
Yeah.
Just one of those games. Home against the Vikings, win.
Win.
Home against the Lions, win.
Win as well.
All right.
So I have 13 and 4.
You have 13 and 4. I have 11 and 6. Okay. All right. Hey, got through that pretty fast. I guess that'll do it. So NFL tomorrow. Bills Rams is gonna be such a great game, but
yeah,
we will. I'm gonna be doing. I think I'm gonna be doing Twitter Spaces after the game. If you want to hop on with me.
Okay. Yeah, I'll hop on. I'll be at home. So
my plan is to do Twitter Spaces after Packer games and after Bucks games this year.
Okay.
So, I'm just gonna go on and do like 20 to 30 minutes of just talking about the games and yeah. I mean, people can that's what's nice is Twitter Spaces. People on Twitter can join and if they want to and talk and basically have like people call in and stuff. So
yeah, that'll be fun.
Man, we're back. Football season. It's been a long dude. It's the first time we've had an off season of or first time in a few years we've had like a full NBA off season combined with the NFL off season, and it just has been a long period of just baseball.
Yeah, the NBA off season, and obviously basketball is my favorite. It feels so freaking long. I'm like, holy crap, we still have a month to go. Yeah,
because again, the last 2 years, it was like the bubble they ended in October and they started in Christmas.
Yeah.
Well, then last year they ended in July. The Bucks did at least. They ended in July and then they started again in October. Like that was a whole 2 months of Bucks that you got in addition to what you got this year. So
yeah.
All right, that'll do it for us. Enjoy some football this weekend, and yeah, catch you guys next time. Thank you for tuning in. Peace out.